Hi, welcome back to the Power of Public YouTube channel. Today we're going to be servicing the brakes on this Tony Kart Racer 401S. Let's get started. Some of the tools you're going to require for this job is a gravity fed brake bleeder, some 5.1 brake fluid, a 5mm T-bar, 5mm Allen key and an 8mm ring spanner. Also to make the job a little bit easier, a little bit of fuel line, otherwise a brake bleeder bottle if you've got one. And some clean lint-free rag. Step one is clean the brake, any residual dirt from the brake system, and remove the fluid reservoir caps. Step 2, remove the master cylinder fill point screws. Now this is where you need your lint-free cloth. Just wipe up a bit of that fluid and the dirt that's around the edge of the system there. Okay? Then get your vertical brake bleeder and just screw that guy in there. Now it's got a little O-ring on it, so that'll seal up nice. Step 3, remove the lid and fill the bottle with some fluid. Open the valve and pump the air out of the master cylinder. Okay, now it's all primed and ready to go. Close the valve off. The next step is to get your bleeder bottle or piece of fuel line and place that on the corresponding nipple of the brake circuit. Now, press the brake pedal and hold the pressure on. Put the spanner on the nipple nut and release the pressure of that while simultaneously pressing the pedal down. Now, close the nipple off while keeping the pedal pressure. Then open the valve and let the pressure off. If there's bubble in the line, repeat the process until the fluid runs solid out into your fuel line. As you can see on this one, there's no bubbles in the line and we're all good. So we're going to go ahead and do the other side. Next step is to remove the bleeder from one side and put it into the other. Wipe up any excess fluid. Now this is where the other Allen key comes in handy, because with the ball end you can get in to do the nut up while the brake bleeder's in on the other side, whereas with the T-bar you wouldn't be able to tighten it up. So just repeat the process on the other side. Remove the hose from side 1 to side 2. Okay, open the valve and pump the air out. And push the pressure on the pedal, crack the nipple, bit of air there, so we'll do that a couple of times. Close the nipple off, open the valve, open the pedal off, close the valve. If you leave the valve open, the fluid will backfill up through your reservoir here and then start overflowing, so it'll go from here all the way down and back out through the self-adjusting reservoir. So just put the pressure back on a couple of times to pump the air through. Okay, hold the pressure on the pedal. Open the nipple. Perfect. Close the nipple. Leave the pressure on the pedal. Open the valve. take your foot off the pedal, or your hand, and then close the valve, stop the leakage. Well, the fluid has come right up to the top, so it's handy if you just get a little syringe and you can suck the excess fluid out of the reservoir, just like so, and dispose of the fluid in a very safe, environmentally friendly way. You want to make sure that the level of the fluid corresponds with the amount of use of your brake pads. We're going to be changing the brake pads next on this kart, and the fluids you're going to see is going to push back up through here when we push the pistons back on the self-adjusting brake system. So you can put your caps back on. The valve switched off, but it always seems to leak a little bit, so make sure you've got a rag handy for when you pull it out, and a little bit of rag here on the kart. Brake fluid is not the best for your paint work. Okay, so I'll just have the rags on the ready. Just unscrew this. Okay. And pour the remaining fluid back into your fluid container. If there's a lot left over. Come back over here, drain off any excess fluid that's going to spill out when you put the cap back in. Clean this little guy. Put him back in. Double check that they're both tight. You don't have to swing on them, but you want them firm that they don't come undone. Those little guys are tight. Have a bit of a clean up with the rags and fluid. You can use a little bit of methylated spirits to break the fluid down if you've got it everywhere on your chassis. Then we go back here and just drain that. Double check that these are both tight. Now don't over tighten those, they're only a small thread, and there's a taper and a seat that the nipple seats on, and if you over tighten it you can damage not only the nipple but the seat, and then your brake's going to leak and they're going to be rubbish, so take it easy on those. Check the pedal for pressure. Important to note that these two actuating rods are actually pulling in and giving even pressure to the brakes. If you notice that one pulls in more than the other like this, you've probably got a bit of air in the line on one side and they're probably due for a bit of a brake bleed. So that's a bit of a telltale when your actuating rods start moving independent of each other. Okay, that concludes brake bleeding of the Racer 401S Tony Kart. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Power Republic, or on the interweb at www.powerrepublic.com.au. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.